Before Resident Evil 7, the franchise had been in a rough state. After the, quite politely, disaster of Resident Evil 6.
I think we should ask for more money. A lot more.
The franchise only continued through 2 spin-off games, and things seemed quite bleak. Yet, you can see with Resident Evil 7, Capcom refocusing on what matters. The horror, the terror, and being chased around a map by a big fuck-off monster. It's tense, gross, scary, and thrilling all at once, and makes you wince and gasp in equal measure. It's beautifully crafted with the linearity not feeling too forced, yet always making sure you don't ever truly feel lost, so you always have the next goal clearly in mind, making getting to it the scary part and not the having to find out what you have to even get to be the scary part. The only hiccup is a weird multiple choice option near the end, but that brushed aside, it has a genuinely shocking reveal that had to be agog with how I didn't catch on sooner, and a small cameo that I wish they would go back and patch to make look better, but either way, I can see why it saved the franchise.
Welcome to the family, son.
The first impression of Resident Evil 7 will leave probably isn't the best one, simply because it's a horror show. Not the kind you're looking for though, the kind that only comes with the knowledge that you need to fix your settings, because this isn't how the game is supposed to look. After that though, it turns this slow, tense crawl through the house of an insane family with superhuman powers that have kidnapped your wife? Girlfriend? One of them. Either way, she's been missing and we want her back, and these crazy people have her. They've clearly killed many people before and have no problem doing so again. In the first 20 minutes of the game, after fixing your settings, you find Mia and attempt to make an escape before finding out that she is in fact hunting you for sport. You put an axe in her neck, lose a hand, and finally shoot her dead until you're also kidnapped by the crazy family. And this is all in the backdrop of a moulding, decaying, and flooded house that is pitch black. And remember, this is all in like the first 20 minutes of the game. It is nuts. From that point on, it plays like most of the other Resident Evil games, but with a much larger emphasis on the character bosses, the Bakers. Jack Baker, who I will never refer to as Daddy, is the clear standout and as intimidating as the tyrants of old, even if in normal difficulty he feels a little muted. I only ever ran into him once outside of the scripted section and immediately managed to get away before he spotted me, but even then he is a chilling figure, and the classic kill him 50 times villain that I feel Resident Evil 5 and 6 missed. That fight in the slaughterhouse with the chainsaws was incredible. Even if it took me a few tries to get it right, the flow of the fight was very satisfying, and it never hurts to give me a big chainsaw to cut people apart. Marguerite and Lucas are lesser, but still have this really fun angle that means they don't feel like repeats, trying to keep that same flow Jack had going. The insect nature of Marguerite adds a real grim and spine-chilling sensation, especially since I have fairly strong arachnophobia, and the feeling of burning all those gross creepy crawlies was really satisfying. Similarly with Lucas, there was this saw and escape room trap kind of feeling to all of his stuff that contrasts so harshly with the rural tone of Marguerite and Jack that it sets you on edge in a completely different way. It's interesting how they use Lucas as a villain you don't directly interact with and rather have the environment be the ways to confront him. It really does feel like a total departure from what Resident Evil normally does, and that's brought up to 10 when you play the story DLC where you finally confront him. It very much feels like Lucas is the tie into the modern world, which plays really well with making him the larger connection to the Resident Evil universe, whereas the other Bakers are isolated in the way the larger part of Resident Evil 7 is isolated from the rest of the franchise. Whilst I love all of the characters as well as the design of the molded and all the creepy black mold stuff, I do think that the map itself does feel a little empty. The design of the map and the puzzles are spectacular, don't get me wrong. Working my way through the main and old houses was incredible, and yet they create such a great sense of style and really capture that dank, fetid swamp feel. Yeah, I can't help but think something is missing. It might be just a rural setting, but even with the cupboards, a lot of the time it felt like opening them was mostly a pointless task, and a lot of the useful items are normally so well hidden behind a pallet or a bucket that a lot of the drawers and open spaces within these amazing levels are just there because there needs to be a room there. It by no means detracts from the game. Even saying it felt empty, I came to the end of the game with a lot of ammo and weapons, but I don't know. The coins are fun to collect, I guess, but it was just kind of annoying to find just a coin after unlocking something or traveling around to get something. I just wanted more chemical crafting stuff. There, I said it, there wasn't enough. I had a shit ton of herbs and gunpowder, but fuck all chemicals, and I didn't like the fact that I couldn't use the herbs together to create healing, and I had to use the chemicals. It felt wrong. I've been trained a certain way, and it didn't feel right to do that. Everything else about the game I loved. The first person switch was a little jarring at first, but I do think it really added to the horror in a way that really did draw me in. Sometimes I would chuckle at something rather than be scared, like Marguerite crawling in the tunnel, or really anything with Marguerite once she leaves the old house. Yet whenever I was having a little chuckle, the game had an ambient moment like some creaks in the floorboard, or one moment where a door closed on me right as I was going to leave that really crept me out. There's a constant tension in the game that I haven't really felt truly for quite some time in the series. Probably Resident Evil 4 Remake, that had some scary moments. Not as terrifying as some parts in this though. They really go full horror in this one in a way that no other game has done. It's why I really liked... Oh, if you haven't played the game, then go to this point in the video. I'll mark it because this is a pretty big spoiler, and I'll give you a second to find it if you're using this as second screen content. So, because it's a good game. If you want to play it, or if you want to watch me play it, then, you know, you don't want to have it be spoiled. So just give you some time, give you a few seconds. Okay, it's why I really liked the reveal at the end, that the creepy little child that is haunting you and Mia, and is not so secretly a BOW, is actually the old grandma that's been showing up all around the place and is creeping you out and looking at you the entire time. It was a great little twist, because I didn't really see it coming until it all clicked into place, and obviously, the creepy grandma is the creepy child. Such a good little story beat that I think really saved the last section of the game that was getting a little repetitive and dull. Finally getting to shoot this grandma after everything as well. Very satisfying, very fun. I even used the Wesker gun, or whatever it was called. Okay, welcome back, people who skipped. I don't consider this next bit to be a spoiler because it's a cameo at the end of the game, and honestly, this deserves to be flamed. Chris Redfield looks stupid as hell in this game. This is not Chris. He looks really bad. Please don't tell me this is what Chris looks like now. If so, what a glow down. It's gross. Capcom should feel bad. As bad as they feel about the stupid trees and the light glitches at the start of the game, honestly. Overall, the game was a really good time that scared the hell out of me on several occasions. The music was all really in tone with the rest of the game, giving this weird sense of community that fits in with the odd bioweapon. And even though it's fairly old now, I think the graphics still hold up really well. Even the janky facial animations work to create a more surreal experience that fits with how the bioweapon works. Oh, and the little videotapes, they were really fun. Little side stories and little puzzles following the stories of characters that the Bakers had captured before. Poor Clancy. Best cameraman. Truly underpaid. This was what I really needed to get back into the Resident Evil games, and also what the Resident Evil franchise needed. A quite literal return to roots of what makes this game tick. Strong villains, strong boss fights, and a lot of spooks and scares in between.
Fuck it! I'm gonna kill everyone!